there were corner grocery stores everywhere. And on the street, on Superior Avenue and 121st Street, there was a grocery store on the southeast corner and on the southwest corner. And I was probably 5 to 7 years old, and my grandmother would oftentimes send me down to the grocery store that on the same side of the street as she was on, so I wouldn't have to cross. And she would send me with her account book. So she gave me a list of groceries, which were not big, and an account book, which I didn't have to bring any money. They would settle the account at some later date, the end of the week or whatever. Payday, right. And in the meantime, and she would often send me with this carton here, this metal carton with what I think were 12-ounce glass Pepsi bottles to get the deposit. And then I would come back with new bottles. Well, usually she didn't let me bring back the new ones, just the old empty ones. But this was the very carton that I used to use to go to the grocery store.
So what were those little stores like?
Oh, wow. They were fun. I can even remember the one in my other grandmother's neighborhood, because they would have just really, unique things. They didn't have a lot of stuff. Not a big, you wouldn't find, 2 miles of cereals, but just a lot of various things, including even some homemade things. I remember at Grandma Lavrinish's store that we used to go to, they had little homemade pies. I mean, just every flavor you could possibly want, a display of it. They had breads. They had, the other store across the street, especially Panichka's, was known for their candy counter and their meats. They would make fresh sausage. They had a butcher there, one of their own family members, Mary Ann's uncle. And so, yeah, they were really unique. But then the grocery store, the supermarkets came along, and that was the end of the corner stores.